Welcome to part 3 of the secrets regarding the Shema here at the King David Visitor Center or World Peace Center on Mount Zion. Now, we last left off, we were talking about the secrets of the Shema, and we're talking about the second part, which was the Baruch Shem Kivod Makutoli Lom Va'ed. What we're going to discuss now is what comes after. After we're talking about, when we begin, V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol ma'odecha. That's for starters. So, before we even begin there, let's go back and understand a little bit more of the metaphysics of what's going on behind the scenes. Very important. It helps to motivate us. It helps to let us know that there is so much more that, again, beyond our understanding. So, on that note, we are obligated, and God has given us 613 mitzvot. A mitzvah. What is a mitzvah? Because everything is actually done l'shem Hashem, meaning everything is done for the sake of Hashem, or for the name of Hashem. But that's actually taking it literally, and that is actually the truth. Because everything is done in order to unify God's name, sanctification of God's name, Hashem's name. So, therefore, when we're looking at a mitzvah, a deed, something that we do, seems maybe superficial, but there is a very, very, very special reason why we're doing it, and it is contained within the very word mitzvah. Therefore, mitzvah made up of the four letters, which is Mem Tzadi Vav Hey, and you look at the Mem Tzadi, and then you look at the Vav Hey. Vav Hey is a part of God's holy name, Yud Kei Vav Kei. And you have the Vav Hey and you have the Vav Hey. But the Mem and the Tzadi is also a secret because it's also part of the name Yud Kei Vav Kei. How so? Through what's called the Atbash. This is the gematria, numerical value, when the aleph switches with the taf, the bet switches with the shin, and all goes down the same thing. So, Mem and Sadi switch. So the Mem becomes actually a Yud, and the Sadi becomes, in this case, a Hey. So therefore, we are revealing every mitzvah, what it really is Hashem's holy name of Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. That is a mitzvah. Why is that so important, and why am I bringing it up now? Because there are many names or epithets of the name of God, of Hashem, and the bigger of saying Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, everything is one, corresponds to other names of Hashem and unity. I learned something very special, and I heard it directly from Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburg, so I want to say it over in his name when he brought it up. He's explained to me and explained to the group as follows. He said that the holy name of God, Eheke, from Keter, now he didn't elaborate on the Kabbalah at that time, but he said that Eheke squared, which is the value of 21. So 21 times 21 is 441. Then, when you have squared Hashem's name, Yud Kei Vav Kei, which is 26, so 26 times 26 is 676. When you add the two together, 441 plus 676, you get the value of 1,117. When you add one for the Kolel, one for the Jew, one for the new unity between the two of them, you get 1,118. And that is the gematria of the entire pasuk of Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord is one. That is the reality. It's names of God. That's what's going on behind the scenes. It's this unification. And then after that, after we say Baruch Shem Kivod Makutol Yilam Va'ed, what does that mean again? Blessed is His holy name, or blessed is the glory of His name forever and ever. So Baruch Shem, it's blessing the name. What is the name? It is, again, these names of Yichud, these names of God, of Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, or in this case, Ehekeh, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. But there's also the name of Hashem of Adonut. There's a pattern to all of this, because we're going to bring the Shefa. We're bringing everything down, which is the spiritual abundance, from the highest Sphira all the way down to the lowest Sphira. As we know, there are 10 Sphirot. There is a central column, which corresponds to Keter. Then you have Tiferet. Then you do have Yisod. Then you have Malchut. Now, we're kind of bypassing Yisod over here a moment, and we're going, because that's how the Kabbalists usually do it, and there's reasons for that. And therefore, we're bringing the Shefa down from the name of Keter, Ehekeh, bringing it down into Tiferet, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, and then bringing it down into Malchut, which is Adonut, or Adon and Noah. That is the holy name down below here in the world of Asiyah, in the world of Malchut, where we stand, and that is our job to do. So, let's take one thing also, because when we're unifying and we're doing this, we are sanctifying and fulfilling the purpose of what Hashem wants from us. And it gives us a big benefit because we have the veikut of God. We have an extreme love of Hashem. And therefore, we have a sanctification, and we're going to get into more of what the sanctification really is and how it actually is connected to the Kedusha itself. So just hang in there. So after that we say the word v'ahavta. What does that mean? You shall love your God. What is the gematria v'ahavta? Gematria is 414. Very special. Now when you add 414 to 1118, you also get a very special value. What is the value? You get the value of 1,532. Otherwise, again, 1532. Now, probably most people have no idea what that number is, and there are many secrets about that number. But I want to share something very, very special, something you're probably only going to hear from me over here in this video. Doesn't mean that nobody else knows it, but I'm bringing this out to light. And this is very, very deep. And I will elaborate in more videos on this concept later. So, 1532. If you take a look in the Torah, and it's linked to Mashiach, where do we find the reference about Mashiach in the Torah proper? We will find it in the section of Parshat Balak, and we'll find it by the words of Bil'am, the one who hated Am Yisrael, the Jewish nation, with a passion. And he is the one. So it's something which isn't biased, where it's like, okay, you're talking about a Messiah because you are an Israelite, you are Jewish. No, it's our enemies who are giving blessings. It's an amazing concept, but that is what God wanted to have done, and he did it. Therefore, from the words of Bilam, it's written over there about Mashiach, Derach kochav miyakov, v'kam shevet miyisrael. Translated, a star will go forth from Jacob, and there will rise a staff from Israel, or a scepter from Israel. It's also translated as Shevet and Sharvit. What is the gematria of those words together? The gematria is, of course, you guessed it, 1532, 1532. So that is the manifestation. That is the power. Therefore, when we are making this unification, and then when we say v'ahavta, we need to pause a moment. We need to link our love with unification of HaKadosh Baruch Hu into an achdut, into a yichud, and that gives power for the geula shlema, and that helps to manifest the action below to the action above of bringing Mashiach and fortifying Mashiach. So that is one. Number two, I'm making this video now, and this is the parsha coming up tomorrow night. Well, Shabbat is going to be Parshat Chukat. Chukat, as we understand, is talking about the Parah Adumah plus a lot more. But in the first part of it, it is written there, Zot Chukat HaTorah. This is the Chukat, the statute of the Torah, because it is the red calf, or the Parah Adumah, I was trying to think of the actual word, how I could say it, red cow, which actually is that which makes a person tahar from the most deep, hardest level of tum'ah, or lowest level, which is the tumat met, of death. And only the ashes of the Parah Adumah can make a person tahar. There's enough written on that, so I'm not going to go into the details about that. What I do want to go in is that it is written, Zot Chukat HaTorah, because it's basically saying that the entire Torah is a chok. It's all things that we don't understand. And that's what chukim, a chok in the Torah is a type of mitzvah or a type of a commandment that is beyond human understanding. It's beyond our comprehension. Yes, we could have some understanding the deeper we go into it, but there's no end to it. So how much we think we understand is, Shlomo HaMelech said, I sought to know wisdom, but it was far from me. And that is the entire Torah. And that is the reality of what it is. Even the mitzvot that we do understand are really chukim in its essence. So, what is the gematria of Zot Chukat HaTorah? You guessed it. It's 1532. And there's again a lot onto that, because it's all about us doing things and creating the, energy and creating these yichudim that we have absolutely necessarily no idea what we're doing, but we are accomplishing unbelievable amounts as Hashem commanded to be done by the Mamlechet Kohanim, us, the Bnei Yisrael, the Jewish nation right now. So, having explained all of that, we're going to also know that the word chukat, there's a pasuk, and it is in Vayikra, Perek Chet, pasuk Chet, which is Ushmartem et chukotai v'asitem otam ani Hashem mekadeschem, which basically again is, and you shall guard my chukim, chukotai, and you should do them. I am Hashem who has sanctified you. Again, I'm bringing up over here the Kedusha and Mashiach. Very important, because there's a whole tie into this. So the Atbash of the word Chukat is 65, which is the gematria of the word Ado Ben Noi. Because again, it's all about us bringing down the level and sanctifying Hashem in this world down below, according to the name of Ado then Noi, Adnut, of the world of Malchut. That's where it all comes together. That's where it's all manifested, and it joins the heavens and the earth. Now, we talked about the Ahavta. That's number 1 of 414. Then we have 8, Aleph Taf, which is actually Aleph 3 Taf. The gematria is 401. It's Aleph through Taf is the complete unity of all of the Hebrew letters together. Therefore, Aleph and Taf, when you add in the unification factor, which is Ehad, which is 1, which is gematria of 13, and this is the kavanah, the intention that one should have when saying that, then we're adding 401 to 13, and guess what? That produces 2. That's the second, 414. How many are there, and how many are we going to get to? We're going to get to 3, because that is the hint to Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh that we say in the Kedusha. So, where is the other one? Well, it's the next word, which is we have to add, then we say Hashem, written Yud Kei Vav Kei. How do we make 14 out of that? The 414. This is the secret. You unify and you meditate on the names Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. You tie it into Adonut, because we're saying the word Ado Shem, or Ado then Noi, thinking Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, but then also thinking the name of Elokim, which is 86, and then we're adding 21, the Shem Eheke. So 21 plus 86 plus 65 plus 26, should be the order, comes out to 198. So one second, I said 414. How do we get to 414? We'll only have 198. Answer. We're now going to add a very special name of Hashem. Not the numerical value of that name, but the amount of letters. This is the Shema Rayo, which is the 216 letter name of Hashem, which is the Shem HaMafaresh, actually, which is the 72 name of Hashem in triplet form. And again, there's a lot of things about this name we'll also discuss later on. So when you add 216 to 198, we're now at 414. So this is the secret of Kadosh, 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 v'yahavta et Hashem. Now we continue, we go Elokecha, your God, make him personal, because that is exactly what Hashem is. He is our God. He is my God, your God, in a individual, singular. That's how we have to look at it and take it, that relationship. It's a personal relationship. Then we say, B'chol levavcha, uv'chol nafshecha, uv'chol ma'odecha. So the gematria of the word, levavcha, and nafshecha, which means all of your heart and all of your soul, because this is what we need to have in order to bring out that relationship and those feelings of bina, the feelings of the heart, and that's the secret there, in order to manifest and connect to Hashem the way He wants us to connect to Him. So the gematria of the vavcha, nafshecha, is 504, which is the gematria of the word lada'at. Atahareta lada'at, as we say. Hashem hu Elokeinu. That Hashem, He ain't od milvado. That Hashem is our God. There's no other. Only Hashem. So the da'at means to know God. How can one truly know God? When you have a direct relationship with Hashem, with God. When you love Him with all of your heart and with all of your soul, then you lada'at. Hashem will give you that, and you'll be able to know Hashem. Next thing after that, if you actually take the next words together of saying, B'chol levavcha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol ma'odecha, with all of your might, with all of your being, with all that you do, the gematria of those words equal, very special, 2 words, Yom HaTruah, which is the day of the blowing. One second. That is the day referred to with, or is usually referred to with Rosh Hashanah. So what does Rosh Hashanah have to do with anything over here? Answer, if you look in the Zohar and you read it, those who read it on Rosh Hashanah night, the Zohar, that section talks about why do we blow the shofar. The answer is to cause the action below to the action above. We're making a yichud, and what we're doing is we're taking within the name of Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, we are taking the upper hay, which is the hay of Bina, and we are joining it and attaching it to the hay, the final hay of the name, the last hay of Malchut. It's the blowing of the shofar that causes this manifestation and this yichud. Therefore, Yom Truah is what we're trying to accomplish, bringing Bina down into Malchut. And there's a lot more also on this subject. I'm just dropping off little keys right now, little precious morsels, nuggets, that we are going to talk about in more detail later on. But all of this flows together. Now, we talked about the Kedusha, so let's go back into that when we're discussing that element. Because there is the gematria when we say, I'm going to hit the words, we have a Korah Ze El Zevi Amar Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, but when you take the words just Ze El Ze the Amar, and then you add Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, holy, 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 you are going to have the gematria of, anybody want to guess? 1532. So you have the complete achdut, the complete correlation between the Shema and the Kedusha, and the pasuk that I quoted you regarding chukat and chukotai, and the gematria of the adbash of 65. And what is the gematria of kadosh? For those who want to say 414, not yet. The regular gematria kadosh is 410. This is also a remez to the word that we begin the Shema with, which is Shema Yisrael. But Shema is gematria 410, same gematria of the word kadosh, because that is the idea, that is the whole concept. It's to bring the sanctification of Hashem, this achdut. Now when you add up the word kadosh, and you add up the letters, and take those as well too, and include them, kadosh has additional 4 letters. So now when you take kadosh plus the 4 letters, now you have 414. And this is 414 kadosh, 414 kadosh, 414 kadosh. And this is v'ahavta et Hashem. Elokecha. Make your relationship with Hashem personal. Let this information hopefully stimulate you to show you behind the parochet, behind the veil, and give you a glimpse of what's coming. And hopefully this will stir your heart to idu et Hashem b'simcha, and to keep the mitzvot of the Torah, sanctify Hashem's name, bring His name down, manifest His name, because that is our life. See you soon. Everybody have a wonderful Shabbat. Call to